Alright, day one of kids on winter break. Taking some time off work. Here's the plan. Somewhere deep down in there, we got a nice little old snowblower that I probably bought about 10 years ago, used on Kijiji. Works alright. The body's starting to fall apart, but the engine's okay. And I'm gonna try and take that and stick it on the back of my old SnowRacer and turn it into a little DIY, little gas-powered, I guess it's a mini snowmobile. You know, so put a little chain on the back of it so the kids can pull each other up the toboggan hill and I don't have to do it anymore. So that's the plan. I'm gonna see if it works. Might work, might not work. Got a little shop space over here where we're gonna do most of the damage. Got the heater in, so you know it's only -5 in here. We're gonna try and make a video out of it. Do I know what I'm doing? Sort of, not really. I have some ideas. We're gonna try and see what happens. Alright, here we go. Tires are flat. Let's see what, see if we can move this thing. Might need 2 hands for this, hang on. Alright, so here's what we're dealing with. It's a old Mastercraft, good old Canadian Tire special snowblower, 824, that means 8 horsepower I think, and 24 inches wide for snow blowing. It is, what we got here? Tecumseh engine. It ran decently well last year. I've replaced the float in a carburetor and cleaned that out. Haven't had to do anything else really to the engine. I'm hoping it's gonna be okay. The idea here basically is that I'm gonna pop this cover off, but that's where the belts go that drive the wheels and drive the auger. I'm gonna take that off and figure out which way the engine spins. And I'm going to take the engine and rotate it 90 degrees one way or the other so that we can go directly from the shaft coming off the engine to the axle of the wheels. I'll probably take the wheels and squish them closer together to kind of make one big wheel, and I'll sit that right behind the SnowRacer. And I'm thinking I'll be able to reuse these levers here and the springs in them for kind of a gas pedal and maybe a clutch if I need it. We'll see if the kids can figure out how to use a clutch. And so right now there's no, I guess the throttle control is just, where are we here? This guy, Rabbit and Turtle. And really I'd like to have it kind of controlled by a pedal, so I guess I'll have to pull that off and have some kind of spring-loaded control there. So the kids can just push on it like a gas pedal and make it go. There's no real clutch on this, so I'm thinking we'll just have to tighten the belt on the idler pulley with either a hand-operated lever or another foot pedal. We'll see when we get there. Alright, see you in a sec. So before I pull off the cover over the belts, I'm going to get this rod out of the way that controls where the chute goes. That's gonna be in my way. Success. This guy's already pretty cracked, so I don't know if we're going to be able to get it back on, make it work to cover up the pulley, or we'll have to do something else. This is the main shaft that comes off the engine, and depending on the way that turns, want to make sure that the wheels go forwards. That's going to tell me which way I'm going to have to mount this engine, so let's give it a pull, see what happens. Alright, so let's turn that way, which means I'm going to have to turn the engine that way, and you know what, I'm totally okay with that, because that means the exhaust is going to be pointing away from it. The pulleys and the belts will be on which side? I guess that's the trusted dyslexic for this. We'll call it the driver's side. Gas tank will be pointing towards the kid's back, and the controls for the throttle actually will end up being on the same side as the gas pedal, and same with the pull cord. So I think all in all, that's going to work out not too badly. So it also looks like I'm going to have a couple different choices for pulley sizes, which is good. There's kind of two slightly different sizes on the main shaft coming out of the engine. And then there's kind of one back in here. This is the one that right now drives the tires. And then there's one deeper down in there. This guy's kind of in the way. That drives the auger and the impeller. And right now you can see this belt is nice and loose, and that's because I haven't pressed the lever yet. When you press this lever, it tightens up, pulls on this pulley and tightens up the belt, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to use. So when I'm going to squeeze it now, pulls it in, pulls everything tight. It's not springing back when you let go. I'll have to clean that up and make that work a little bit better. I'm thinking that's what's gonna be the clutch to between stop and go, and hopefully the shaft diameters are the same, so that all these pulleys are interchangeable. But I guess we'll find out when we get there. So I think before I split this in half, I'm gonna flip it up on end so we can take this this pan off the bottom and see what's going on down there. There are a couple chains and friction disc that drive the wheels right now. I don't think we're going to use that, because when it gets wet it slips and doesn't work very well. So we're going to go straight from the engine to the axle. But it's possible that some of the gears or chains that are in there might actually be useful to us. So let's go take a look at that. I might be warming up in the shop, but the tools are freaking freezing. Proudly made in Canada. I don't know if they make snowblowers in Canada anymore. Another problem with the stainless steel bolts is they don't stick to my nice magnetic tray. Alright, so here's the underside of it. Here's that pulley that I was showing you earlier. It turns this, let's see if I can get any of these guys to turn. Turns this disc, and when you hit the clutch, this guy presses down, and that wheel turns that wheel. This is a friction disc. Turns that, turns the chain. A couple chains here. Goes this guy to that guy, turns that guy, goes across on another shaft, this guy up here, and down to the axle. So, I don't know, maybe we can make some use of some of those chains and axles. Probably the bearings too. Ideally, I'd like to not have to buy anything to do this. We'll see if I can do it for free. Just before I split the front half from the back half, it actually splits apart right here. You can see this crack, and then there's a couple of pins there that hold the two parts together. I need to take off these little pins here. That's what keeps the belts on. So this belt will actually stay with the front half. This belt will stay with the back half. And we gotta pull those apart. Otherwise it's gonna get stuck and probably end up ruining the belt. So these guys used to be bolts, but I had a problem with them vibrating out and falling apart while I was using it, so I replaced them with these pins, and of course I stuck the cotter pin on the inside, God knows why. So now I have to figure out how to get that out of there. Haha. And I'm gonna see if I can kind of pull on the cotter pin with hook it with a screw or something. I guess if I had like a little hook tool or something like that, that'd be handy too, but I don't have that. All this black dust here, that's all kind of just the belt grinding away. It wears out over time. Just definitely have not been gentle with this machine. The good news is belts are cheap if I wear through one. Found a nail. I'm gonna see if I can bend it sideways and use that as a little kind of pick to get that little cotter pin out. This mother is the necessity of invention. No, other way around. Necessity is the mother of invention. Kind of come look down in here. Okay, come stand on the side. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can kind of hook that in there. My hands are in the way.
Yes, it is.
Oh, almost got it. Oh. Third time's a charm. Come on. Oh, it doesn't want to come. All right. Take two. Found the pliers. Didn't even have to go inside. Turns out I had them out here all along. Oh, there we go. Pins out. Knock this guy out. And with any luck, this whole thing is just gonna fall apart. Here we go. Or not. It's catching on. Oh, other pin. There we go. Pull the belt off. And she's apart. And this part's just sitting, there we go. Oh, that's not heavy. Cool. We're in it now. I flipped the snowblower sideways. I'm gonna take these wheels off. You can see the tires totally deflated and come right off the rim there. I'll have to deal with that a little bit later. I'm supposed to be able to knock these pins out and pull the wheel right off. It sort of wants to go. Well, that went better than I thought it would. Put those over there for later. Other side. I don't want to leave it on that side too long. If you leave it muffler side down, the oil can come through the engine and get into the muffler. But it stinks. This one's a little different. It's got a little retainer clip on it. Time to get another tool. Alright, found the next tool we need. These guys, you can switch these metal pins to make it squeeze or pull, and I think in our case, we want to pull. Let's see if they'll fit. Come on. Or maybe we can just get in between it. My pins are too big. Plan B. Alright, so plan A failed. Plan B, poke at it with a stick. Surprisingly enough, I think it's working. Come on. Success. comes. That one's a little more stuck on there. I think it's time to take the arms off now. Alright, so the next step, I think we're going to pull off these arms, but before I do that, I'm going to disconnect 1, 2, 3 pieces before we can get to the arms. So let's, my guy's got a nice little pin there we can pull. This one might not be too bad. That one alright. Time to get some pliers for that guy. I'm just noticing that that piece is rubbing against the chain there. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not. I'm guessing not. Note to self. Put that guy back so we don't lose it. We're going to try and use this guy for the gas pedal, I think. Last one. Wash it there, we'll save that. Put it back in too. Alright, I think we're ready to take off the arms next. Want to guess what size bolt it is? Oh. Excellent. Looks like this one doesn't have to come all the way off, we just have to loosen it a bit and it'll slide backwards. Okay, loose. Same thing on the other side. Easy bolt. One. I think it's free. Ooh. All right. I think we might be able to lift this guy up and put it on the bench next. All right, so we got the engine and whatever you call that part up on the bench. There's a couple things I'm gonna do next. The little on-off key, kill switch, has been broken off since before I got it. I think we're gonna run some wires from that switch all the way up to the front for a little off switch for when you're driving the SnowRacer. And we're gonna have, I'll take this up piece, might already be ready to come off. There we go. Looks like there's not much holding it on. One screw. They didn't have a screwdriver out here. Unbelievable. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to drain the oil out of it, just because it's probably time for an oil change. I've never done it since I've owned it. Pop the engine completely off of it, and then we'll start figuring out how we're going to put it all back together and make it work for the SnowRacer. Thanks for watching. You know, the usual click, like, subscribe, the bell. I don't even know what the bell does, but hit the bell anyways, just for fun. Let me know in the comments what it does. Alright, see you soon.